The Simpsons' darkest Krusty the Clown episodes. Few characters in The Simpsons fall apart as often or as publicly as Krusty the Clown.
Krusty, what have you done to yourself?
I thought I'd get into shape, so I've been drinking nothing but milkshakes.
Behind the makeup, fame, and fake laughs is a man who's constantly spiraling. Through the years, Krusty has faced scandal, failure, heartbreak, and total breakdowns. And somehow, every fall feels worse than the last. These are Krusty's darkest episodes, the ones that stripped away the spotlight and showed just how broken the clown really is. Let's begin with the moment when laughter turned to silence, the day Krusty faced a crime he didn't commit. Krusty Gets Busted, Season 1, Episode 12.
My client has no comment this time.
I didn't do it.
Krusty the Clown was the heart of children's TV. That changed the second he walked into Quickie Mart with a gun. Cameras caught it all. A robbery in broad daylight with a clown holding a cashier at gunpoint. Within hours, Krusty was arrested and thrown into jail. Springfield didn't ask questions. They turned on him in a flash. He stood in court, silent and ashamed. Reporters did their work while kids were heartbroken. Bart sat frozen as his hero was called a criminal. The court found Krusty guilty, and that was the end of it. Or so everyone thought. But here's the twist. Krusty didn't do it. The real villain was right there the whole time. Sideshow Bob. The man who laughed next to Krusty every day. He knew every inch of Krusty's life, and he used that knowledge to destroy him. Bob was tired of being the joke. He wanted the spotlight. So he framed Krusty, then stepped into his shoes. What makes this episode so dark isn't just the crime, it's the betrayal. Bob wasn't just a co-worker. He was trusted, and he used that trust to ruin Krusty's life. Bob stepped into the spotlight. He got his own show. He soaked up the cheers. He was the new star, but one kid wasn't clapping. That was Bart. He didn't believe the case was closed. Something felt wrong.
Look, Lisa, I know Krusty's innocent. Don't ask me why. It's just a feeling I have.
Oh, Bart.
Come on, Lisa. I think I can prove Krusty's innocent, but I need your help.
You do?
He remembered Krusty couldn't read, but the man in the video was holding a magazine. That's what sent Bart and Lisa back to the Quickie Mart. They noticed the small details others missed. Later, Bart went to Bob's show. Bob spotted him and brought him on stage. The lights were on and the cameras were rolling. Bob tried to cover his tracks. He even said an illiterate clown could look at pictures. Then he made a joke. Big shoes to fill.
Bart, open your heart. I admit I have some mighty big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill.
That one line stopped Bart cold. The robber had big feet. Krusty didn't. Bart looked down at Bob's shoes, and suddenly it all made sense. Right there on live TV, Bart exposed him. The crowd gasped. Bob's plan crumbled, and Krusty was set free. This was about betrayal, about losing everything overnight, about how trust, once broken, never really comes back. Bart the Fink, Season 7, Episode 15. When your name is a brand, losing it feels like dying. Krusty took that literally. Bart just wanted Krusty's autograph, but couldn't get it. So he tried a new approach. He placed a check in his pocket.
If he wants these 25 cents, he'll have to endorse the check by signing it on the back. Then, when my monthly bank statement comes, I'll get the check back complete with autograph.
One small check that changed everything. The bank flagged it. The IRS got involved. And suddenly, Krusty the Clown was at the center of a tax fraud investigation.
Turns out that Krusty is one of the biggest tax cheats in history, and they nailed him, all thanks to you.
His Cayman Islands account came to light. The clown wasn't just funny, he was hiding millions. The IRS swooped in fast. They took everything, his mansion, his show, even his laugh. They agreed to let him walk free, but only if they got 95% of his salary. Krusty didn't walk out of court. He stumbled. Cameras caught every second of his public breakdown. He wasn't a star anymore. He was Herschel Krustofsky, broke, alone, humiliated. Then came the plane crash. News broke that Krusty died flying in a small private plane.
Ladies and gentlemen, Krusty the Clown is dead.
People mourned. Springfield held a grand funeral, but Bart felt something didn't add up. Something didn't sit right. So he followed his gut. With Lisa, he tracked the clues to a filthy marina, and that's where they found him. Dirty, ragged, and pretending to be a nobody. Rory B. Bellows, the man said. But it was Krusty, alive, hiding, and barely holding it together. He faked his own death. He gave up everything. No lights, no laughs, just quiet days by the dock. That wasn't peace. That was escape. They convinced him to return, but he didn't walk back proud. He limped back, half a man, dragging what was left of his identity behind him. This episode cuts deep. It's not just about losing money. It's about losing yourself. Krusty built his whole life on being loved. When that fell apart, so did he. Krusty Gets Cancelled, Season 4, Episode 22. Krusty the Clown has always lived for the spotlight, but Krusty Gets Cancelled shows just how fast fame can vanish and what it does to a man when it does. Krusty was at the top. The laughs, the fans, the cameras, it all fed him. Then Gabbo showed up. It starts when Springfield becomes obsessed with Gabbo, a lifeless puppet with a smug voice and a shiny spotlight. Krusty didn't just lose ratings, he lost everything. Viewers vanished, his show got pulled, and the clown who once ruled TV was now invisible.
Here's the deal. Every time you watch my show, I will send you $40.
Desperate, Krusty offered people $40 to watch him. No one did. The fall wasn't fast. It was slow and ugly. We watch him try to claw his way back. He auditions. He fails. There's even a moment where he offers to strip for food, and he means it. Very weird. His pride is gone, and he's a ghost in clown makeup. The montage that follows is painful. He used to be loud and wild. Now he's quiet, beaten. His face says what words can't. And through it all, Krusty doesn't understand. He can't. His world only made sense when he was the star. Without that, he's lost. He can't see that the show is over. Not just on TV, but in his head. Bart and Lisa step in. They pull strings, call celebrities, and build a comeback special so grand even Gabbo can't compete. It works. The public returns. The cameras roll again. Krusty's back. But it doesn't feel like a win, because we've seen what it took to keep him alive. A desperate man held together by applause. One slip and he's back in the dark. Krusty Gets Cancelled strips away the cartoon comedy and shows the fragile man beneath the clown paint. A man desperate for attention. A man broken by irrelevance. It's not just about losing a show. It's about losing your place in the world and watching everyone else cheer as you disappear. Today, I Am a Clown. Season 15, Episode 6. There are scandals, there are meltdowns, and then there's not knowing who you are at all. Krusty always claimed to be the Jewish clown. It was part of his act, his image, his brand. But in Today I Am a Clown, that image cracks.
Krusty, what's wrong?
Just found out I'm not Jewish. Oh, I was turned down by all those country clubs for nothing.
It starts when Krusty realizes something simple but crushing. He never had a bar mitzvah.
I never had a bar mitzvah.
A bar mitzvah isn't just a party. It marks the moment a Jewish boy becomes a man in the eyes of his faith. It's a rite of passage, a connection to culture, tradition, and spiritual responsibility. Without it, Krusty feels like a fraud, like he's been standing outside his own life. That realization breaks him. He starts to question everything, his fame, his past, his worth. So he asks his father why it never happened. The answer hurts even more. His dad admits he kept it from him. He feared Krusty would turn the whole event into a joke, and he probably would have.
I'll tell you why you didn't have a bar mitzvah. It's because you're a putz. Everything is a joke to you.
But Krusty wants to fix it in the only way he knows, with a show. Fireworks, dances, and celebrity cameos. A televised bar mitzvah spectacle. But there's a catch. He can't perform on the Sabbath, so he brings in a replacement, Homer. It seems harmless until Homer gets more laughs than Krusty ever did. Suddenly, Krusty's not just lost spiritually, he's unemployed. Now he's got nothing.
How about you televise my bar mitzvah? Live! Please, you people are known for taking chances on crap.
So he decides to approach another TV network. They turn him down at first, but when he offers to do a live bar mitzvah special, they agree. The cameras roll, the audience cheers. But when it ends, Krusty still feels empty. So he does something rare. He gets quiet. He goes back to his father and asks for the real thing. No lights, no jokes, just an ancient ritual in a quiet temple. He's not performing, he's becoming. Today I Am a Clown isn't loud or chaotic. It's soft, sad, honest. It shows that fame can cover cracks, but it can't fill them. Krusty wasn't losing fans, he was losing himself. And for once, he didn't want applause. He just wanted to belong. Once Upon a Time in Springfield, Season 21, Episode 10. Well, the saddest fall isn't from fame. It's from your own stage. In Once Upon a Time in Springfield, Krusty isn't hit with a scandal or a lawsuit. He gets hit with something quieter but colder: obsolescence. The network wants ratings, and they think a sparkly co-host will fix things. So they bring in Princess Penelope, a cheerful singer with a unicorn and glitter for days. Krusty hates it. He refuses. But when they threaten to replace him entirely, he folds. At first, it seems like a gimmick, then it gets worse. Penelope starts stealing the show. Her songs, her smile, her merch, it all clicks with the audience, especially the little girls. She's a hit. And Krusty, he's just background noise. The show used to be his world. Now it's hers. His props, his toys, even his cardboard cutouts get dumped in the trash. The network doesn't even try to hide it. The new star has arrived. Krusty pretends to smile, but you can see the cracks. The claps grow louder for Penelope, the laughs shrink for him, and it's killing him inside. He storms into her dressing room, ready to unleash his anger, but she catches him off guard.
You what?
I have loved you since I was a 12-year-old girl.
She's sweet, sincere, and says she grew up idolizing him. She even shows him a ring shaped like his face. Something changes in him. They bond. And fast. Too fast. Soon, they're in love. They laugh together on air. Krusty proposes.
Will you be my princess bride?
Krusty! Yes! Yes!
The wedding is planned, but Krusty can't go through with it. At the last moment, in front of everyone, he walks away. Says he's not good enough. Not for her. Not for this version of his life. Later, she stands alone on a bridge, lost again, until Krusty shows up. She sees his reflection in the water and jumps in. Not for drama, for him, because to her, he's still Krusty. This episode is sad because it shows a man watching his world move on without him. He almost lets it, almost gives in, but someone saw past the clown and pulled him back. Insane Clown Poppy, Season 12, Episode 3. After losing stages, fame, and identity, Krusty now faces something even more personal: fatherhood he never signed up for. Krusty has always been a mess: loud, selfish, careless. But in Insane Clown Poppy, the show strips away all the noise and shows something worse: a father who never knew he had a daughter, and when he finds out, he has no idea what to do with her. It starts at a book fair. Bart meets a girl named Sophie. She's funny, confident, and calm. Then she drops the truth. Her father is Krusty the Clown, and he's never even met her.
I'm your daughter.
What?
I finally found my daddy.
Her mom served in the Gulf War. They had a one-night stand after a USO gig. The next day, Krusty blew her mission to assassinate Saddam Hussein, just to protect a joke in his act. She walked away in disgust, and Krusty never looked back. Sophie wants a dad, but Krusty says he's not one. He gambles, he curses, and he's not made for responsibility. But when Sophie cries, he agrees to try. They go to the beach. They fish, they ride a horse in the water, and he buys her junk food. They sit by the sunset. He's trying, but it's clear he's out of his depth. When he takes her home, he won't even step inside. The house is covered in clown memorabilia, and it weirds him out. But Sophie doesn't care about that. She just wants time with her dad. She shows him her most prized possession, a violin. It's delicate, beautiful, and it means everything to her. Then, Krusty ruins it. During a poker game with Fat Tony, he runs out of chips. In a panic, he bets the violin and loses. When he tells Sophie, she doesn't yell, she doesn't scream. She just walks away, and that silence, it cuts deeper than any insult. Krusty's guilt pushes him into action. He begs Homer for help. They break into a mob meeting. There's chaos, there's danger, but somehow they get the violin back. He gives it to Sophie. She smiles. Just barely, but the damage is there. Insane Clown Poppy doesn't make Krusty a villain. It makes him something sadder, a man who had one chance to matter and nearly lost it. And that wraps up our look at Krusty the Clown's darkest moments on The Simpsons. From fame crashes to fatherhood failures, each fall left a deeper mark. Behind every laugh was a man barely holding it together. If you felt the pain behind the paint, hit like, drop your favorite Krusty moment in the comments, and subscribe for more tragic turns from Springfield's finest.